Hello friends, welcome to Technique. This is Nirmal here, and in this video we'll be talking about the cameras on the Redmi Note 12 Pro 5G. Now Redmi Note 12 Pro series has two devices, the Redmi Note 12 Pro and the Redmi Note 12 Pro Plus 5G. So we have already done the camera review for the Pro Plus 5G, which has the 200 megapixel camera. Now the Pro variant has this 50 megapixel triple camera setup. Now this 50 megapixel triple camera setup is also very good actually. In fact, this has a Sony sensor, and you also get a 16 megapixel selfie camera. So the cameras has been pretty popular on the Redmi Note series, and let's see how good the experience is on the Redmi Note 12 Pro 5G. So before getting started, if this is your first time on this channel, do hit that red subscribe button and also hit the bell icon to get notified of all the videos we publish. So let's begin with the camera hardware on the Redmi Note 12 Pro 5G. So the Redmi Note 12 Pro 5G comes with a triple camera setup. You get a primary 50 megapixel sensor. This is the Sony's IMX766 sensor. It's a really good flagship sensor, and it produces some really great results. We have seen this sensor on a lot of other devices, and it comes with f1.8 aperture, and the secondary camera is an 8 megapixel shooter. We have seen this 8 megapixel on a lot of devices, and third you get this 2 megapixel macro sensor. Now on the front camera, this is a 16 megapixel selfie camera. It's a f2.45 aperture. So that's the camera hardware on the Redmi Note 12 Pro 5G. So let's see how good the camera samples have come out, and is it really a good device in this price segment. That's what we're going to talk about in this video. So let's begin the camera review. First, let's have a look at the daylight captures taken with this device. In terms of daylight, the 50 megapixel sensor does a good job in bringing details and sharpness levels too. The colors are impressive and the images are bright and comes with good amount of details. The colors are accurate and there is no issues like color boosting we have seen in previous versions. The sharpness levels are very good, and this is evident when you pixel peep. The colors have a slight amount of warmer tone, which is typical Xiaomi, but it's not a major issue and it is not pronounced as well. The dynamic range is good and it resolves shadows very well. In terms of daylight, there is hardly anything to complain here, and images came out really well, and the Sony IMX766 sensor shows its real power in terms of image quality. The phone can also shoot images in 50 megapixel Ultra HD mode, and you can toggle the mode in the settings. It does bring in a lot of details, which is evident when you zoom into the pictures. One good thing is about the camera UI is that the shutter speed is extremely good and there is absolutely no lag here. Now let's move on to the ultra wide angle camera. The 8 megapixel ultra wide angle camera does a good job in maintaining the colors, and it is similar to the primary camera. The colors are pretty much natural and sharpness levels are acceptable, although not as good as the primary camera, which is more or less evident. You can see the sharpness taking a hit towards the edges. Now moving on to the close-up shots, the phone comes with pretty good imaging capabilities and the colors are natural here too. The sharpness levels are impressive and once again does a good job. The phone has a 2 megapixel macro sensor, and the performance is kinda average and quite similar to other 2 megapixel macros in this segment. While the colors are decent, the sharpness isn't impressive. It's high time Xiaomi removed the 2 megapixel macros and moved on to the 5 megapixel tele macros. Moving on to the portraits, the Redmi Note 12 Pro gets you good portrait shots, and one of the good things about Redmi devices is that they don't add unnecessary beauty mode, and hence the skin tones are natural and brings in good details. The edge detection is also very good. Overall, the portraits have come great. Next up, the low light captures. In indoor lights and with adequate artificial lights, the phone does a good job and you can see good sharpness levels too. There is an attempt to reduce the noise and it works well too. When light drops further, it is better to switch to the night mode. This is where the night mode helps in bringing down the noise levels, and the images are clean even in low light. The night mode does a good job, and sharpness levels are also good and the details are good, thanks to the optical image stabilization included in the camera. Unlike the previous night modes where the exposure is high, the 50 megapixel captures night mode more realistically and actually looks like night. And this time Xiaomi has done a really good job with the implementation. Again, the performance is definitely better than what the competition offers in this segment. Finally, the selfie camera, the 16 megapixel shooter does a good job with selfies. The skin tones are quite natural and you can turn off the beauty mode as well. The sharpness levels and the dynamic range is also good. Since selfies are more of a personal choice, you can judge based on the images shown. The phone also has portrait mode for selfies. Here again it does a good job with edge detection. Moving to the video recording, the phone can record videos in 4K at 30 fps, which is not available in the last year's variant. and the quality is pretty good here too. The sharpness levels are impressive and details are good, but there is no electronic image stabilization included, and hence it can be shaky at times. Video has good colors and sharpness levels too. The phone also supports 1080p at 60 fps, and here once again, while the video quality looks good, there is no electronic image stabilization offered, and hence it is not recommended for moving shots. The 1080p at 30 fps supports stabilization and offers good clarity as well. The stabilization is good and so are the colors. The sharpness levels are once again good, and overall the quality is smooth with good colors too. And this is definitely better than last year's Redmi Note 11 Pro. The phone also comes with 1080p video for ultra wide angle lens, and once again it has stabilization. While the quality is not as good as the primary camera for obvious reasons, it does a good job overall. You can also record videos in macro mode using the camera, and the footage is decent. The phone also supports slow motion at 120, 240 and 960 fps, and the quality is quite good for the pricing. So this is the front facing camera sample taken with the Redmi Note 12 Pro 5G, and it can record videos in 1080p resolution, and you can judge yourself how good the clarity of the video is, and also the audio output for the video. This is the 1080p 60 fps video taken using the Redmi Note 12 Pro 5G. So you can see how good the quality of the 60 fps is, and also the quality of the video. So that is the camera review of the Redmi Note 12 Pro. So summing up, how good is the camera on the Redmi Note 12 Pro? The Redmi Note 12 Pro with Sony IMX766 shows it is an extremely capable camera smartphone that offers great quality. With good daylight shots, decent ultra-wide, good portraits and excellent low light, there is hardly anything to complain at this price segment. But yes, there is area of improvement, which is electronic image stabilization for 4K videos, and removing the 2 megapixel macro and replacing it with a 5 megapixel tele macro. But as a whole, Redmi has yet another winner in the Redmi Note 12 Pro 5G in terms of camera, and a good recommendation at this price segment. So that was a detailed camera review of the Redmi Note 12 Pro 5G. So what do you guys think about the camera? Do let us know your thoughts in the comment section. This is Nirmal signing off. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you in our next video. Have a great day.